Okay, under Katimikash and Katimikma. Katimikash and Katimikma. We don't study Katimikma until one of the later chapters, but we will pick up on Katimikash. Both of these terms are asking the question when. Katimikash is asking when in the past. Katimikma is asking when in the future. The Choctaw interrogative words for when indicate whether something has factually occurred or is hypothetical. Events that have factually occurred are in the past and take the Ash marker, while hypothetical ones are in the future and take the KMA marker. The K is a type of predication marker that we'll study later. The Ash marker is generally placed on time words when those words refer to past events, such as Pilashash, Ninakash, the days of the week. Often English borrowings are used except for Nitakula, which is Sunday. And we do use Sunday as well. We don't exclude any of the days of the week. If we choose to use all the traditional terms, then we'll use all the traditional terms. If not, then we will use the Anglican terms, but we do make it a Choctaw pronunciation and spelling. And we do have the Pilashash and Ninakash on page 33 that's already been introduced in our vocabulary words. Looking over the example, Katimikash Ishlatuk. Ishla is contracted from Ish and Allah. When did you arrive? I don't use the term get here. I'll prefer to use the word arrive. When did you arrive? Pilashash alalituk. I arrived yesterday. Katimikash chukachafayat ukata unatuk. When did the family arrive? When did the family arrive at the lake? Satatiyash ilayunatuk. We arrived last Saturday. And the understanding with una is arrived there. We arrived there last Saturday. And Katimikash Chokachafa, that sentence, Chokachafa is the word for family. In the dictionary, you'll find it on page 110, and it's going to be spelled with the first A in Achafa, Choka Achafa, 2 words. But in pronunciation, you don't hear the A in Achafa, Chokachafa. You only hear one A at the end of K. Do you have anything on this? Do you have any questions? Napunaklo hashinshi on Katimikash. And keep in mind that Katimikash is a time marker. It's asking the question when in the past something occurred. Do you have any questions? Okay, let's go on to Katimi. Katimi. Katimi is a word that asks why, and it's taking the HO marker. This is the same marker that we use for the questions, the yes or no questions. This is another way we're going to learn how to use the HO marker. Katimi ho, literally ask, why is it that, and then the rest of the clause will follow. It appears at the beginning of the sentence just as in English. Well, in Katimi Kash, Katimi Kash being a question word is going to begin the sentence in English, and it's going to begin the sentence in Choctaw as well. Katimi ho is going to begin the sentence just as in English. The example here says Katimi ho talima ishpila. Katimi ho talima ishpila. Why are you throwing those stones? This is going to be used for any of the why questions. Why? Katimi ho. Okay, I've given you a couple of sentences. When using Okay, for those of you who have sent in your translations already, I would like for you to make two sentences, one using Katimi Kash and one using Katimi Ho. Okay, I have everybody's work in, so let's go over the first part real quickly. Katimi Ho, why? Katimi Ho, why? Katoslo Salmat, that black cat, Impakyo, isn't eating or does not. Asi does not eat. Why isn't that black cat eating? Why is that black cat not eating? Same thing. Why are the black cats not eating? Why doesn't the black cat eat? All of those are correct. All of those are correct. Katimikash Ankiet Tamaha Onatok. When did Dad arrive in town? Good, because you have did to make it past tense. When did Father go to town? This is arrive, go. Ona, arrive. The showing the arrival happened there, not go. Go is showing transition, not the arrival. Then we have when did Father arrive at the town? That's good. When did Father arrive in in town or at town. Very good. All good sentences. All good translations. Okay, so now you have another assignment. Make 2 sentences, one using Katimi Kash and one using Katimi Ho. Okay, I'm looking over your work. I'm going to go ahead and read them. Katimikash, and you'll know which one's yours. Katimikash alatika bukti topik balilituk. Katimi ho sanakvishat taloa. Very good sentences and well translated. Katimikash sashkia paska champulima hopunituk. When did Mom bake that cake? I will accept that because hopuni can be any type of cooking. Hopuni itself does mean cook, but baking is also part of cooking, so I will accept that. I mean, it's understood. Katimi ho paska champule ishin patuk. Katimi ho paska champule ishin patuk. This term would be the word apa because you have a direct object. You would need to use the word apa. Katimi ho paska champule ishin patuk. Why did you eat? Why did you eat cake? And you're wanting to say, why did you not eat eaten? Why didn't you eat cake? You don't have the word not in your English, in your Choctaw, so you're going to have to revise your translation. And apa is going to be the term you need because you have your paska champole as a direct object. And this one says, Katimi kashmat ofi balili took. When did that dog run? Katimi ho at katos no se. Why is the cat sleeping? Okay, I'm going to address these as soon as both of these need correcting, and I'll address that as soon as I finish the other one. Katimi ho taloa. Why is she singing? Katimi kash yet anki pisatok. Ish at anki pisatok. Okay, the first one is correct. The second one needs to be addressed as well. Let me clear the screen. One of the things that I failed to do was that Katimi Kash begins. Well, I did mention this. Katimi Kash will begin the sentences in English and Choctaw both. When in the past. Okay, and then when you have this kind of structure, your word order is still going to be the same. These are called time markers because they are marking a place in time when something happens. And if you have a subject noun as the subject of the sentence, you're going to follow that. Follow the time marker with the subject noun. And then if you have an object, then the object is going to follow. And it doesn't give you this type of word order. It doesn't show you except in the sentences themselves. So in looking at I'm sorry, I need to put something else in here. subject noun and the subject marker followed by the object and then the predicate. So this is how your sentence should look. I'm going to go ahead and use your sentences as well. Let's look at example C. Example C is where you're going to katimikash, and then you have chukachafa. So this is how your sentence would look. Katimikash plus chukachafa and the subject marker, because you're going to mark your noun or noun phrase as the subject of the sentence. Then you follow that with the object, and then you're going to follow that with the predicate, unatuk. So you're still going to have that same word order. You're going to have your subject. After you put your time marker, you're going to follow that with the subject marker, and also the following that will be the object, and then the predicate. So your word order is going to be the same. You're not going to mark katimikash as the subject of the sentence. You won't be marking kakash as the subject of the sentence. Just because it comes first in the sentence doesn't mean you mark it as the subject. Your noun is still going to be the subject. In this case, chukachafa. And a lot of times, if you will look at the verb or the predicate in your sentence, who is doing the action of that verb? Una. Who is doing una? It's chukachafa. So you mark that as the subject of the sentence. Okay, something else I saw was okay, still following the same thing. So when you have a okay, when you have a subject pronoun, you know that the subject pronouns are going to be where that verb is. Your subject pronouns are going to be linked, if you will, to the predicate, to the verb. So just as we did before, and if we were going to take this out and only use an object, a subject pronoun, and a predicate, then this is how it would look. Your object is going to begin your sentence because your subject pronoun is going to be with your predicate. But since we have the time marker is going to be placed first, followed by the object in the sentence, and then the subject pronoun, because that subject pronoun has to be linked to the predicate. Okay, so let's look at example. Let's look at example A, and let's add another word here. Time marker, katimikash. Okay, so this is how your structure would look, because your subject pronoun is going to be where you find the predicate, your verb. Katimikash tamaha ishalatuk. Katimikash tamaha ishalatuk. Look at example A, but I have added tamaha, so you can have an object in place to see where this is going to be. Your time marker is going to begin your sentence. And keep in mind, when you have a noun or noun phrase as the subject of the sentence, then you will use a subject marker. When you have a subject pronoun, it does not require a subject marker because it's not a noun. That's the subject. When you have a subject pronoun, you don't need a subject marker. So the one that says Katimikash, Ish at Anki Pinsatok, you have marked, use subject marker at for Ish, and that needs to be corrected. Your subject pronoun does not require a subject marker. And Katimikash mat Ofi Baliituk. Ofi is your subject, so you should follow that with the subject marker, mat. And then Katimiho is going, the why is going to begin your sentence. But Katos is your subject, so you're going to follow it with the subject marker. Do you have any questions? Okay, if you'll make your corrections in your notebook, and then if you don't have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and close class. If you'll mark your page 52 for Katima Katuma. Mark your page for Katima Katuma for Wednesday, and remember, we will not have class Friday or Monday. There will be no class on the 24th or the 27th. So we will meet Wednesday, but on 24th and 27th, we will not meet Friday or Monday. All right. I look forward to seeing you again, Laura. I will see you. Chipisa la chiki yakoki.